Good day, lords and ladies, and welcome back to Medieval Knights, the channel that brings you the best in Let's Plays, tips and trick videos, and streams every Wednesday and Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I am TJ West, and if you enjoyed this video, smash those like buttons and subscribe to follow Medieval Knights. Today on What the Flax, we're talking farms, and we're talking the barn and your workers and whatnot. Okay, so here you can see I don't have a field set up. Now on this save file, I am working more on building the actual village itself and getting it set up. Like, that'll probably be something I continue to do on my streams on Twitch and YouTube. However, in this episode of What the Flax, we are talking about the uses of the barn and how to get your workers to work the field without bugging out and stopping their production. Okay, so right now, it is winter time. It is not actually season to plant anything really except carrots. Carrots do make stew when mixed with meat. I'm not sure if it has to be salted or not, or if it has to be roasted. But I do need to real quick make a redactment from yesterday's video. Now yesterday I mentioned in the hunting lodge that hunting lodge 2 gets drying racks. And that is half right. What I said in that video is actually to dry leather and fur. Well, actually, it is to dry meat and fish. So while I was half right, I was right in the sense that it is a drying rack. I was wrong in what it dried. And so I need to basically redact what I said and make it right. And that is for the Hunting Lodge 2, when you finally build one and unlock it and can build it and whatnot, there is a drying rack that ends up going right about here, and it is for meat. So you can interact with it, you can use it. Here's where you salt it. This is where you make your hunting lodge tools, like bows and arrows and whatnot. Then you get your chest, and then you'll have your drying rack for dried meat. So I just wanted to point that out. I would like to thank the mother of all cats for pointing that out to me yesterday after my stream. So I felt that she needed a shout out for that, and I should at least put on the next What the Flax, you know, where I messed up and tell people the real what's going down. So just wanted to point that out. So now I have already built the barn. Now there is a few things that you can do with this. So you are supposed to keep seeds and whatnot in here. I do have some cabbage seeds in here. But inside the chest is where like the scythes will go, the iron hose or the hoe that you're using, the wooden hoe. And that is for your villagers to actually use on your fields. Now, if you don't have one right now, that's okay. They'll still work the fields. But in the future, I do know that they plan on updating it into where you will have to provide the tools for your villagers. So just keep an eye out for that update. This is where you will place said tools and seeds and bags and whatnot, that anything your field workers or anything your barn workers might need to actually do their job. Now, this is the barn workbench. You can actually craft daub, animal feed, fertilizer. So you can craft a few things from here, or you can set your workers to do it. A barn worker will actually craft that for you. Here is the threshing floor. Your barn workers will thresh your wheat into grain and whatnot. So if you harvested flax that season, you can have your workers thresh the flax into flax grain. And that also gives you flax stalk. And then the cairn over here, I think it's a cairn, I'm not quite sure how to pronounce that. But this is where you grind your grain into flour. Okay, so just point that out. So this is the basic production site for your villagers. And now the way this is set up is through the management tab here, and then you go to buildings there, come down to barn here, press F. And then this button here, this little tab up here, shows you your worker skill power and what you have assigned for them to do. And then from there, it goes over to the actual production of it. So fertilizer, it will actually take the 2 productions of both of these here and bring it down into one main, basically source of fertilizer bringing in. So it basically takes the 2 ways you can get fertilizer and combines those into one production number you can look at. And the same thing goes for the everything else on here. It's basically just telling you, okay, this is what you can do. The flour here, as you can see, there's 3 different ways to get it there, but only 1 here. So it's going to take all 3 of those and stack those together and then show you one number for flour production. Okay, so now that that is explained, we're gonna go ahead and get out of here, and I'm gonna go ahead and place a field down. I'm just gonna do a quick 3x3 one. And now if you look at the green post there, that's gonna mark out where your start is. So right now the field would be 1x1. I wanna make it 3x3, so I'm gonna move over 2 squares and then up 2 more squares. There we go. And now I'm gonna do another one. We'll make this one big. How about we do this, and we'll start it here and then go up, and we'll go 6, and then we'll just run this way. You can go up to 16. So a 16 by 16 is as big a field as you can create. So that's just a 6 by 16 there. And then we have a 3x3 over here. So what I'm gonna do now is, now that I have the fields done, I'm not gonna touch them, because as soon as I touch them, there's a chance the villager will bug out and she won't actually work the field. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go into the management tab here. Okay, I do have a field worker, so that's awesome. And then instead of going into building, I'm gonna go over here into this tab. And now this is gonna basically tell my villager what to plant there. So 3x3, I want to take the carrot. So I'm gonna click on the carrot and I'm gonna paint the 3x3 with the carrot. Now I'm gonna click escape to return. And I'm going to click accept. And now that those changes have been made and accepted, she should start getting to work. Not yet, still too early. So if you do have problems with them getting to work, once you have it set, you can press F5. And if you notice in the upper left-hand corner, it said quick save. And now you can click F9 to kind of reload from the quick save. Now I get it, it kind of is just basically saving the glitch and then loading, but for some reason it actually fixes the barn workers sometimes. So you might have to just F5, F9 real quick just to see if it resets them and gets them back to work. So yeah, as you can see, she started walking out. She's coming to work that field there. So now she'll plow it, she'll fertilize it, she'll plow it again, and then she'll plant it. I don't know why she's going to that one. Here, we are going to destroy this one, so she plants carrots. We want carrots. So as you can see, she's gonna start working the field. Maybe, yeah. Now, if I do any part of this, I will probably need to go back into the management page here, up here, go back into the field tab, and then reselect this as carrots, and then repaint it in the tab there. Click escape, and then click on accept again, and that'll reset it before morning. So if you decide you want to do some late night planting, or you want to do some late night plowing of the field, you can just make sure you reset your whole field in the management tab, and then F5, F9, and your workers should pick up where you left off in the morning when they wake up. So at any rate, we've got her planting, she's going. If we had more field workers, somebody would be right behind her laying down fertilizer, but since I only have one on this save file, it's only going to be her. I chose this save file because it had a clear field here, and I didn't have to worry about planting this random crop here affecting my crops in my stream save or any of my later saves. So at any rate, so that's fields, how to work them, how to get your people to work them. In order for you to work them, you just need a hoe, you need bags, you need fertilizer, and you need the seed that you want to plant. And what you're going to do is you're going to plow it like she is there, then you'll fertilize it, then you'll plow it again, and then you'll plant it with the bag. So so as you can see, she's got the bag out now. She's gonna lay down some fertilizer. Now, I'm not gonna let her go through all of the motions here, because you can kind of see and get the point here. As soon as you set them up in the management tab, if they don't start getting to work right away, click F5 and then F9, and that'll quick save and then quick load for you, and then that should reset the villagers in your village, and they should get back to work at that point. Now, the only reason she is doing this now is because carrots are in season in the winter, and she's basically able to do it. If the food product was not in season to be planted, she would just stay in the barn the whole time. She wouldn't even bother coming out here. So just bear that in mind. There's a few things. Have you worked the field? Is the crop in season? And have you set everything up on the management tab to get your workers to work the field? And if all of those are yes, you have gone through, you have done what you needed to do, then at that point in time, and as you can see, she's plowing the fertilizer in now. So if you have done all of those things and you're still finding your workers are not wanting to work the land, then please just try the quick save and quick load feature and function at F5, F9, and that should get your workers squared away and reset to where they are, well, basically working the field. I was trying to talk long enough for her to get through this plowing, but it doesn't look like I'm gonna be able to. So they are kind of slow. They do work faster when you're not watching them. So if I had gone to Gostovia and back in the time that I set it and then got her working it, she would probably be done. But she's almost done with it now. So if you notice, she has the wooden hoe that she's plowing up the field with. You will need one of those. You will either need a wooden hoe or you will need a... Okay, I do have a simple bag here. I do not have a wooden hoe though, but I will go ahead and put this up so I can explain that. Okay, so she's using the hoe to plow the field, and when she pulls up the bag, if you right click, it starts with fertilizer. So if you have fertilizer, that's great. You can go ahead and get that down. But if you've already used the fertilizer and then you plowed the ground back over, then you just right click there and it brings up this wheel, and then you can just go around and click. See, I don't have any carrots on me right now, so it says carrot 0. And actually, I don't have any seeds on me right now, so it says all of them 0. But if you notice the yellow X, that is because in the middle there it says this seed can't be planted this season. It's out of season to be planted, and that's all of the yellow X's right now. So the only food I could plant is carrots for the winter time. So again, you just right click it, and then when you hover over the one that you want to actually plant, you just left click, and then it, as you can see in the bottom right, it has carrots 0. I don't have any on me, so I can't actually plant any, but she is doing a fantastic job at it. As you can see, just this small little 3x3 square, she basically was the boss of this little 3x3 here. And I mean that in a real sense. I mean, it's not even noon of this day yet, I don't think. And she's almost done with it. I mean, she came out here, she plowed it, she put the fertilizer down, she plowed it again, and now she's planting. As soon as I got her to start working by using the quick save and quick load features, she just started knocking it out. So there you go. So I know the barn and the farms and all that are kind of confusing, but I really hope this video helped you out with that. Thank you again for joining me today. If you would like to see more, subscribe to Medieval Knights and ring that bell to be notified of future uploads. I am TJ West, and I'll be streaming Wednesdays and Fridays starting at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please join me. I had a great time today. I hope you did as well. I hope you learned something today. Thanks again, and let's keep it medieval, people.